What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another very special. I'm gonna enlarge myself. Very special and spicy video today. As you guys may some of you may or may not know, this weekend is Worlds. Last year I made a prediction of what restricteds will win, but since I've been dabbling a lot in the TGC, I think I'm also going to make a TGC video on what deck I believe have the best chances of making it to the finals, the World Championship. So let's just get right into it, shall we? First of all, Goldengo, 100% is an S tier likelihood to make it. I'm gonna rank them and then I'm gonna point out some decks I genuinely believe will actually pull it off, regardless of their tier. But like, as far as like performance, Goldengo is going to perform well no matter what, because a lot of people are gonna bring it. Dragapult Charizard, I would say it's probably a B tier. It has potential, but like, there's just better Dragapult and Charizard builds out there. Flareon, I think it's like a good C tier. It's a really good deck, and with the right... Actually, no, I think it's more low B tier. Because if you have the right pilot and you're really good at playing this deck, you could probably do pretty well at Worlds. Gardevoir Jellicent, yeah, that's a C tier deck. As I've noticed, there's not a lot of people are going to be playing it. Just because like the pure Gardevoir build is just doing a lot better, so it's like I'm predicting it's probably going to be in the C tier range of Worlds. Armarouge Ho-Oh, I think is... I feel like because if someone like is like a good player at this deck does have the tools to be good. More than so Gardevoir Jellicent is just a really hard deck to make work well, is the problem with it. Joltik Box, I think that's probably the highest B tier I can give. The only reason I'm not putting it in A tier is because it seems like a lot of people are preparing for this deck and it's not gonna do very well. Because a lot of people do have solutions for this deck. A tier, I mean, because it does have a legitimate chance. It does. Yeah, D tier. Just because it's not better than Joltik Box, and there's no reason to run this deck when Joltik Box exists as a deck. That's kind of another reason why I'm iffy on Ho-Oh Armarouge there. That's also the Gardevoir Jellicent is there, because there's just better options. Another deck I think is A tier is Enzoric. It's probably on the very bottom of the A tier, but it is... I do think it has a legitimate shot. Ogerpon, Ogerpon box is, I would say, probably more likely to be played than Jellicent Gardevoir. Actually, I think it's like high C tier. It's almost B tier, but like, I think it's probably going to be the highest C tier deck we have. Charizard, Pidgeot, definitely a high... I think it's over Joltik Box. It's got a huge potential. There's a lot of people running really spicy Charizard decks here, so Charizard Pidgeot I think has a legitimate chance. In my opinion, I honestly think that Goldengo's over Dragapult Dusknoir, because if you build the Goldengo deck right, this deck is just non-existent to you. So yeah, I think that's... Now, I know that some pros are gonna 100% disagree with me on my tier list, but that's why I'm making this video. I'm a spicy player, and I think spicy. I think because Raging Bull has had a lot of interesting success, I think this is going to be my highest A-tier deck. There's not a lot of negative matchups it has in the meta right now, so I think it's a decent deck. It's not S-tier by all means, because there are a few decks, like if Terror Box is built right and you can't get your Slitherwing or Rhydon that you're running and your Raging Bull up to knock out those Iron Hands or Pikachu's, you're just dying. Crystal is gotta go C tier. Because Crystal, if the right person wants to really mess around with this deck, I think it could just legitimately... Yeah, we're gonna do... Yeah. Yeah, except for it just doesn't stop Gardevoir, so we'll leave him for last. I'll think about that. Yeah, I mean, I run this deck. It's fine. That's lowest B tier deck you can probably get, but I don't think it's quite C tier, just because I feel like a lot of people are running it. And there's a lot of ways I feel like you could fix the problem with this deck that it does have. So if the right person finds it, then it's fine. Marnie Grimmsnarl. The reason I'm putting this in the S tier is because I do think it legitimately has a shot. At Worlds, this year, because a lot of people are focused on it, and with Gardevoir probably being there, I'm just gonna put it there because that is where Gardevoir probably stands. I feel like Grimmsnarl could be a very low S tier deck. Again, this is not what a pro would say. These decks would not all be here. I bet you they would agree with these three, but not this one. The reason I'm putting this one in is because we're experimenting with this deck, and I feel like if you find the right thing, it can be S tier. I mean, technically, as of right now, it's probably between these two. Actually, it might even just be high A tier. But yeah. I'm putting Toadscrow here. I know that a lot of people would disagree, but I think if the right person gets their hands on this deck and actually wants to make it work, I think it has a shot. Yeah, I think we're gonna have the first C tier deck that's not above Gardevoir Jellicent. Roaring Moon is strong. Actually, yeah. Low B tier is fine. This is a deck that I feel like isn't good, but in the right hands it could be. Your Dragapult. I've seen it performing better than Dragapult Charizard, so I'm gonna put it in the high B tier. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. I'd say high C tier. It's a good deck, and with Goldango being popular, it could do well. I just don't see it being able to handle just the like Gardevoir decks in general. Archelodon might actually pop off. I'm gonna put it in like, yeah, I'm gonna put it there because Archelodon does have the ability to pop off. I just feel like not enough people are experimenting. Terrabox, probably the lowest A tier deck I can get, and then Crust. I've decided it's high C tier. Simply because with the right deck list and right player, this deck is gonna pop off. I think this list I would 100% agree with. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't put. I feel like most pros wouldn't put this deck in S tier, and I was almost considering putting it back in low A tier. This deck is probably not A tier, high A tier for pros, and honestly, I think Charizard is probably stick it. But I honestly do, and also they're not gonna put this deck. I think that it might actually surprise people at Worlds. I'm hoping that there's a pro that's willing to surprise people with that deck. I'm starting to experiment with this deck, so I think it has hope. This is a deck I know is coming to Worlds, is going to do well. This is a deck I know is coming to Worlds, I know it's going to do well, and that's the same for Terrabox. So, yeah. No, I think I agree with this tier list. I think this is a really good thing. Now, who do I think is going to win Worlds? I think the the top 3 decks, in my opinion, most likely to win are number 1, actually number 3, Charizard, Pidgeot. I think this deck could do it. Number 2, Goldango EX. I genuinely believe in that deck. And Marnie's Grimmsnarl, hence why I'm putting it in S tier. I do believe that Marnie Grimmsnarl has the highest chance of winning Worlds this year. Because everyone is preparing for these 3 decks right now. This deck is so powerful that even if you prepare for it, it sometimes isn't enough, hence why it's on this. The right Pokemon can kind of just stop a Gardevoir deck. The right deck can also just kind of stop Dragapult from playing the game, so I think that, yeah, I 100% agree with this, my standings. Now for my spicy picks. My spicy pick numero 3 is Crustle. My spicy pick number 2 is Toedscruel. And my spicy pick number 1 is Ethan's Typhlosion. I think a lot of people might be sleeping on this deck, and if someone builds the right deck list, it's just gonna tear through Worlds. So I think it could win in my spicy one. Now, let's get on to what I totally believe in. What the deck I want to see win Worlds the most badly is Raging Bolts. Because I love that deck. But it probably won't. But who knows? We'll see. Anyways, I hope that was somewhat enjoyable. Short little video. I'm gonna put some music in it. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty unedited video. Yeah, I think that yeah, Goldango is probably the biggest threat that people are not. Goldango is a threat that I just don't think Gardevoir can handle. I think Gardevoir is going to get overthrown this year, and I really hope it does. But I do genuinely believe Marnie's Grimmsnarl is going to take Worlds this year. Genuinely. We'll see. We'll see. If you guys did enjoy this video, consider giving me that, please. And also subscribe. Subscribing would be great. Lets me know that you guys, hey, you want to see more of my videos? That's cool. I'll also be doing a review of Worlds, of what decks won and why they won and stuff. I'll break that all down for you. So if you don't want to do that, just subscribe for you. And I'll probably do the same thing for BGC, because I did it last year. I'll review the finals and stuff. All that fun stuff. Yeah. Now I gotta make the BGC version, because I'm hoping to get both of them out today. Which would be really cool. BGC version is going to be fun. It's materialist. So I'm too lazy. But I feel like this tier list was a great way to start with BGC, just because I'm not well versed to be able to say this deck is winning, this deck is gonna do well. These are just the decks that I believe are gonna do well based on what I've seen in the meta so far. So, yeah. I was gonna add some more decks that I have theory on, but I feel like that realistically, if the deck's not on this list, it's just because I don't genuinely think it's gonna show up. Also, like, I didn't make this list. Tier list was made by someone else. I don't know who it is. Let's see if there's credit to someone. Like, yeah. Oh yeah, Little Dark Fury made this tier list. So shout out to him. These are the decks he believes are gonna do it. I think all these decks, except for this, could actually do really well. Well, yeah. You guys like my tier list? And, do you think that my spicy predictions are incorrect? I know. That's why they're called spicy ones. Raging Bolt, I know it's not gonna win, but I really hope it does. Okay. Then, yeah, but I do genuinely think that Marnie's Grimmsnarl is going to win. If you agree with me, let me know down in the comments. If you disagree with me, let me know why. Let me know why. I don't know why you think that Marnie Grimmsnarl can't win Worlds. And I'm not talking about, like, them as what they are now. I'm talking about them like what they could be, if that makes sense. So yeah, let me know. Let me know you guys' thoughts. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be a VGC video. That'll be posted the same day, hopefully. Until then, bye-bye.